so that I can know. Okay. Okay, good. So only 6 students have joined this class. Okay, why? Practice is must. Without practice, you will not understand. Okay. Okay, so yes. Okay, so today's agenda is to cover some advanced functions like VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, match, and index. These functions are mostly used in data analysis, right? So you have to make a command on these functions. So you have to focus on today's lecture to understand these topics very well. After advanced functions, we will do some data validation techniques, what is conditional formatting we will do, and then we will cover pivot tables and pivot charts. These all topics are very much important. Uh, is there any question? I think someone's mic is unmute. Okay, let me mute. Okay,
Yes,
so any
lecturer. Please, if you
yes,
could speak up louder, so I'm not getting it well. As if your voice is somehow low. You getting
okay,
me?
okay. So please write your name. I can see Lenovo. It's I think not your actual name. So please write your actual name so that I can see. Okay, okay, good. So is my voice is clear now?
Actually, yeah, it's okay. Now it's
Okay,
okay.
okay, good. So these are the topics which we'll be covering for today's lecture. Let's talk about the first topic, that is VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, index, and match function. The functionality of all these 4 functions is uh, same, means that allows you to search for a specific value in one column and find a corresponding value in another column. These VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP, these are similar type of functions, and index and match are the functions which are used combined to get the functionality. First, we will see the VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP, then we will cover the index and match functions. So first, about VLOOKUP, here I have defined the VLOOKUP function searches for a value, means it will check the value from one column, and on the basis of that value, it gives the corresponding value which is available in another column, right? So it finds 3 things. Means it searches for a value, it finds in another column and get the corresponding value, right? So let's do some practice, then you will understand it better. Okay, so let me open some exercise sheets. Here the employees details. Okay, I think the second sheet is missing. So okay, let me open another sheet where 2 sheets should be available so that we can get the values from one sheet to another sheet. Okay, here I have 2 sheets, a sales data and customer information, right? In the sales data, I have some columns like the serial number, the date column, month, sales representative, region, customer ID, model, color. These are the different columns, right? Can you see my Excel as well, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
actually,
Okay,
you see.
okay, good. So I have 2 sheets. Number 1 contains the sales data and number 2 contains the customer information. Means customer ID, company name, and representatives of that customers, right? So here customer ID is there. In the sales data, there is also a customer ID, right? So let me write here customer ID, and on the basis of customer ID, I want to get the representative or company name. Okay, I want to get the company name. Now see, I have customer ID which is available in this sheet, right? And on the other sheet, there is a company name of that customer, of that customers, right? So on the basis of this customer ID, I want to get the company name in this sheet, right? So if I write here any customer name like 132 and enter, then here it must be some company name which is corresponding to this customer ID. Like 132 has company name Bankia, 136 has Telmark, 144 has Affinity, right? So whenever I write here any customer ID, it should give me the company name of that customer ID, right? So for this purpose, I will use the VLOOKUP. The functionality of VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP is same, right? So let me write here the, let's use this VLOOKUP function first. Okay. So let me bold this. Let me do some formatting. Okay. So whenever I should write here customer ID, it should give me the company name. So for this purpose, I will use this VLOOKUP function first. So VLOOKUP has the parameters. First, we will write the value which we want to find. Then we will give the array. Let me write here in that. Now see here in the formula bar. First, for the function, what symbol I will use? Write in the chat. Which symbol I will use to write a function or formula or any calculation? Equal to, right? Whenever you will write not plus, equal to, we will use this equal to sign to use the function, right? So here I want to use the VLOOKUP function. When you will write this VLOOKUP, click tab key, it will give these parameters. Like the first thing is lookup value, means on the basis of which value you want to get the values. So here the first lookup value is this cell, right? O5 means on the cell of O5, whatever I should write, it should give me the corresponding value. So the lookup value is this one, O5. Now comma, now I have to give the lookup, the table array, means where the values are available. So the table array is this one. This is the complete table array. So here I will write here, select the table array, right? The complete table array. Then here I will write comma. After table array, I have to use the column index number of the values. So I have selected these three columns. Now where the values are available? Values are available at the second column, right? So I have to find the company name. So company name is the second column. So here I will write second as my column index number. Then the last parameter is to write true or false. True for approximate match and false for exact match. I want to get the exact match, so I will write here false, right? And then I will close this bracket and enter this. Here it is giving me the value as Bankia. When I have written this complete function, when I will enter this, it will give me the value. Like here, I have written the 132. If I write here 136 and enter, it will give me the value of 136. Means it's a dynamic, right? Whenever I write the value here, because this was the What you can say? What was this? This was the value array which on the basis of this cell, I have to find the values. Got it? This was the O5. O5 was the lookup value, right? So on this lookup value, it will give me the values. If I let me see some other customer IDs like 144. If I write here 144, it will give me the value of 144, that is affinity. You can verify here 144 is affinity, right? Did you understand what is the functionality of this VLOOKUP and how we use this function? Okay, okay, okay. Let me remove this. Okay. Now, from the start, I want to again, now focus. Let's understand once again. Let's understand once again. Here I want to write the formula. Here I want to write the function to get the value on the basis of this customer ID. I want to find the company name, right? On the basis of this customer ID, I want to get the company name. So here, whatever I write the customer ID, it should give me the company name on the basis of that customer ID. So here I will use the VLOOKUP formula. Let's write VLOOKUP formula. It needs some parameters. The first parameter is lookup value. This is the lookup value where 144 is written, right? So this is the lookup value. First, I will use this lookup value, then comma, then which table array you want to use. Means where the values are available. So this is the complete table array. I will select all the values from this table array. Then I will use third parameter, that is column index number. Means in which column your values are available. So here in the second column, company name, all the company names are available. So this column number is 3, right? So here I will write 3 and then I will give the last parameter, that is true or false. So I want the exact match, means exact values. So here I will write the false, right? And then I will close the parenthesis and enter. It will give me according to the 144. So the 144 is Christina Bell. I think I have written here 3. So it is giving me the third column's parameter, right? So it is, I want to find the company name. So the company name is number 2, right? So I have to write here the 2, not 3, and then enter. Now it is giving me affinity. Affinity is the company name of this 144. If I write 178, the company name is Vento, right? So if I write here 178, then enter, Vento is the company name. Got it? Did you understand the formula? Good. So it contains some parameters, right? I have written here in the slides as well. Okay, this is the VLOOKUP. It contains lookup value, table array, index number, and then exact match or not. And I have written the definitions and the purpose of in the slides as well. You can practice by referring these slides where the syntax is written, right? Did you understand the functionality? So the lookup parameters are there. The first value which we have used in this formula, the first parameter is the lookup value. Means where I want to write the field, where I want to write the value. On the basis of that value, I need the result, right? So this is the lookup value. And the lookup value means the first column of the table array I have selected. The table array means the range where the data is available. And the column index is that column where your values are available, which you have to return, right? and then the range lookup, true or false. Is it clear to all of you how I use this VLOOKUP? I have repeated 2 times. I think it's enough. If you can also watch recordings. If I will repeat 3 to 4 times, then our time will be we have to cover many topics as well. If it is clear, I should I repeat once again? Clear. Okay, good. Let's write once again. If I want to use the VLOOKUP here on these columns, means on the basis of these columns, if I want to use here VLOOKUP, like I want to use here the company name as well, the column of company names. So here I will write the same formula VLOOKUP here on the basis of this customer ID, comma, the table array. This is the table array, comma, the value is available at the second column, then I will use the false bracket enter. Here it is giving me the Bankia because the customer ID is Bankia. Now let's select this. Here you can see the not available function. Why? Who will tell me? It is giving me the error because I'm using the cell referencing here, right? I'm using the relative cell reference. So every time it will use these cells. So I have to make this formula as what? Absolute reference. So here I will use the absolute reference. For absolute reference, I have to use $sign. So I will use shift dollar, and here I will also write function F4 to understand this. Then okay. Here I will use the $sign, right? But it is going towards there. Okay, let me write once again. $sign before row and before column. Now when I will give here the values, now I have used the absolute reference. So it will give me the correct values. What I have done, I have used the absolute reference. Means the values here, it will only get from these cells. If I use the relative reference, then it will go downwards from these table as well. But I have used the cell reference, which is absolute cell reference. We have studied referencing, right? In our previous lectures, we studied the cell referencing, absolute and relative reference. So here I have used the absolute cell reference to fix only these values, not below this table, right? So it is giving me, now you can see, according to this customer ID 132, it is giving me Bankia. 166, it is Port Royal. According to this 136, Telmark, right? So it is giving me all the values using this VLOOKUP formula. Now, did you understand the formula VLOOKUP? Now let's talk about another formula, that is XLOOKUP. The function of these formula is same, right? So here, if I want to write the customer ID, and here I want to get the company name. Any question? No, if we use here true, then if the value of 132 or 178 is not available, it will give me the nearby value, right? If I want to find the value of 132 and the 132 value is not available, then it will give the value of 136 if I use true, because it will give the nearby values. But if I want the exact value, then it will give me, then we have to use this false, right? Okay. Now let's use this VLOOKUP formula, XLOOKUP, sorry. Good. Now let's use this XLOOKUP. Okay. For the XLOOKUP is a what you can say advanced formula which comes after this VLOOKUP. In previous versions, VLOOKUP is available, but in the newest or latest versions, you can find the XLOOKUP as well. The use of XLOOKUP is very simple. It contains some parameters like lookup value. The lookup value is this one, comma, the lookup array means where these values are available. So we can see, we can use this customer ID where all the values are available, or you can use this one. These are the customer ID, means from this lookup array, you have to find comma, and the return array means which array you want to return. I want to find these values, right? Comma, then if not available, then if you want, this is optional. If not available, I want to give a message that value not found. This is optional, right? Then close the bracket, enter. It is giving me not found because I have not selected here any value, right? If I write here 178, enter, it is giving me value Vento. Can you see the magic of XLOOKUP? It is giving me not found error. Here, if I do not use any value, it is giving me error, right? But we can also overcome this error by using if error function. If I use here if error function, I can also use this if error function to check this error. If you find any error, then write here not found. Yeah, value not found, whatever you want to write. Close the bracket, enter. Now here it is giving me not found if you find any error. I have used this if error function. Means if the lookup value is not available, then give this message not found. But for the XLOOKUP, the message is by default. We can use in the same function, right? Did you understand? Yes, XLOOKUP is best because it is giving, we can use the message if the value is not found.
Please, I don't understand this.
Hello, is there any question?
Yep.
Yes.
Hello, cha. Cha. Can you hear me?
Okay, your mic is unmute. Let me mute. Okay. Okay, so this was the VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP. What are the other customer? 180 has Milego. Okay, let me write here 180. Enter, it is giving me Milego, right? Let me write 180. Okay, so this was the VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP. Now let's talk about, yes, XLOOKUP is the advanced function, means it comes in the later versions, right? but VLOOKUP is also useful. These both functions are very much useful. The function of these both function is they allow you to search for a specific value in one column and find a corresponding value in another column, right? Here on the basis of these customer IDs, we are getting these customer company names, right? So on the basis of specific value, it is giving me the corresponding value. So the function of these VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP is same. Now there is also another function that is index and match. The functionality of index and match is also same. We can get the corresponding value, but for let's find the index and use of index and match function. First, let's see the functionality of this match function. Match function is used for the position of a cell, means to return the position of a cell. Here 180 is available on which row? In the if I use this arrow, then 180 is available on which row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it will return 9 if I use 180. Let me write here. Okay. Here I want to use the customer ID. And here it will give me the position. Right? And the index function, let me write about the index function as well. Index function, it will return the value according to this position. How? It is confusing, I know, but you will understand after we will doing the practice. So the match function returns the position of a cell. This index function returns the value of a cell in a table based on the column and rows. How? Let's understand. Here if I write 132, it should give me value as 1 because it is at the number 1, right? So here let's use the match function. So for the match function, it also needs some parameters, the lookup value, this one, comma, the lookup array, means where you want to find this. I want to find on this array, right? Comma, exact match greater or less than, which I already defined you that I want the exact match, right? Then close the bracket, enter. It is giving me 1 because 132 is available at number 1. If here I write 178, then 178 is available at 8th line, right? In this array. If I write here 157, it is available at 5th line. Did you understand what this match function do? Match function is giving me the value is on at which row. Means it is returning the position of the cell. Right? 157 is at 5th cell of the array. If I write here 178, 178 is on the 8th cell of the array. Similarly, let's use the use of index function. Index will give the value, right? If I want to use 132 or 178, let's write here 178. 178, it is the position number 8. So index function needs the position of the customer ID to give its value. Let's use the index function. Index function need the array, the complete array. Here is the array, right? Let's select complete array, comma, the row number. The row number is of 178. Let's write here the hard coded number 8, right? And comma, then here the third is which array you want to find, which column you want to return. So here I want to return number 3. Close the bracket, enter. Amanda Wood is number 3, but I want to get number 2, right? So here I want to get on the value of number 2. So here it is giving me Vento. The value of 178 is Vento, right? What is the value of 180? Here 180 is 8 number 9. But here if I write 180, it will give me Vento. Because I have used the value is number 8 as a hard coded. If I write here 9, then it will give me the value Milego, right? Now we will use this match function in the index function to find the dynamic row number, right? How? Let's copy this in match function and use this match function here at the number 9 because it is giving me the dynamic value, right? Now enter. Here it is giving me 180. Now if I write 132, it will give Milego. Why? Because I have used here. Okay. Okay. Let me write here, then we will understand. 132, 180. Okay, I have used this. This cell is 424. Let's use this. $424, enter 132 Bankia. Now it is giving me the correct one. So 132 has Bankia company, 152 has stake space, right? 152. Let's select 152 here to verify it is giving the correct. Let's 162 has cruise. 162 has cruise, right? So what I did, I used this match function to get the value, to get the position of this value array, right? To find the position, I use this match function, and using the index function, I got the value. Did you understand how I used the combined index and match function to get the corresponding value? The functionality of VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, index and match combined is same. Did you understand? I know this is a little bit complex and tricky, but when you will do practice, you will understand it better. But before that, did you understand how we use these different columns to get the desired value? Please write in the chat if you understand this concept. Using the match function, I find the position of the value, right? Position of this lookup value. Using the match function, I find this position of the lookup value, and using that match function, I find the value in the index function. The combined one is not clear. Okay. So first I was using the index function, right? To get the value. Index needs the complete array, this one, comma, the row number, means on which row number the desired column is. So here I was using the static number 5, comma, and then the value is in the second column, so I use the second. Close the bracket, enter. Now it is giving me the value of number 5 position, which is number 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is 157 and its value is mark plus. So it is giving me the value mark plus of fifth customer ID, right? But I want to make this dynamic, and to make this dynamic I have to use this match function, because match function is giving me the dynamic numbers. Whatever I used here, 132, its position is giving 1, means it is giving me a dynamic. If I used 178, it is giving me the position as dynamic, right? So I use this match function to give this value as dynamic. Got it? I used, yes.
Thank you, sir,
Yes.
for a moment. I would like to know who is George William. I see someone who is using that name.
It's me.
Thank you. Could you contact on me?
Pardon?
Please contact on me through the WhatsApp. My number is 2529077222407.
I didn't get anything. Just put in the text. I'll text you later. Put it in the
Okay.
chat.
Contact on me. That number is this. Thank you. I think you got it. Contact on me. That number is up.
Okay. So should I continue?
Yes, sir. Continue.
Okay. So did you understand how this match and index function combined used for the purpose of finding the value based on the column, right? It returns the corresponding value using this index and match function. If there is still any confusion, please write in the chat. Do you have any confusion?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, please
Hello?
ask. Yes.
I don't understand that in section. This section.
Please, you did not understand which function? I did not understand what you want to say. Please write in the chat if you can.
Index.
Index function.
Yeah.
Okay. So the index function, first see what is the functionality of only index, right? So index function is used to return the value of a cell in a table based on the column and row, right? It needs the row number as well as column. So let's use the index function. Index. It needs the array on which the values are available. So here on the basis of customer ID, I want to give this complete 3 columns, right? I want to select all these 3 columns as a table array. Then the second parameter is the row number, means on the basis of which row number you want to get the value. Here, if I want the static number, means I want to get the value of this 132. So here I will write the 1 because I want the value of number 1 row. And then I will write the what value I want to get. I want the value as company name. So company name is in the second column, right? So I will write here the second. Close the bracket, enter. It will give me the value of 132 because I have used here the number 1 is my row number. To make it as dynamic means dynamically if I want to get the row, if here let's write here customer ID, and here I want to use a customer ID as 132 or 136, whatever I want to write here, I want to get the value according to that number, right? So this is the dynamically. So to get the dynamic value, I will use the match function here to get the row number only. To get this row number as a dynamic, I will use the match function because match function gives the row number, right? Here we have used the match function. It is giving me the row number. Like if I write here 132, it is giving me 1. If I write here 180, it is giving me 9 because 180 is at number 9. So it is giving me the row number, right? So the match function is giving me the row number, and the row number is required in this index function, right? So I want to copy this match function, copy, and I want to use this here in my index function on the place of this 1 to make it dynamic, right? Here I will give this 034, enter. If here I write 180, it will give me the value of 180 because the row number it is getting using the match function. Now understand? I have made
Yes.
this dynamic using this match function. Match function is making dynamic value, right? It is giving me the row number as dynamically. Understand? If still it is not clear, please write in the chat.
Yes, understand. Thank you.
Good. So these were the advanced functions which are commonly used in the data analysis process, right? So we have used this VLOOKUP, this XLOOKUP, match and index function to get the functionality of corresponding values. Yes, good. First, try to practice. If still you did not understand, then I'm here to guide you, right? You can ask me in the next class if you did not understand the concept or you feel any type of confusion at any place, you may ask me, right? But you have to practice a lot. First, you have to practice. Practice is must. By watching the lectures and sitting without any practice, you will not understand. I hope you have also practiced our last topics. We have covered different functions which are very much important. And we will be using in our next classes as well. Now let's move towards the next topic. So we have covered this index match function, and combinedly they use to get the corresponding value, right? Yes, good. So by using these two functions, we can get the functionality of XLOOKUP and VLOOKUP, right? Now let's move towards the next topic. Okay, now it's up to you that which function you want to use. It's up to you. If you feel that VLOOKUP is better, you can understand better, then you will use the VLOOKUP. If you can see that you can use the index and match function, then it's up to you. whatever is feasible for you, then you have to choose, right? Now let's talk about the data validation in Excel. What is data validation? So here in this definition, data validation in Excel ensures that data entered into a cell meets specified criteria. This helps to maintain data integrity, consistency, and accuracy, right? So what is data validation? It is a feature that allows you to control the type of data. Let's open a new Excel sheet. Here, if I want to enter a data, like if I want to create a sheet where I want to enter some data of employees, right? So first I want to use a column employee ID, right? Let's write the second column as employee name. Then I want to use the employee department, salary, age, right? If I want to make a table or make a sheet where I want to enter some data, but I have a data which is very, what you can say, I want to make it more accurate and consistent. Here I want to use some rules that only the data is allowed this, which I'm explaining, which I want to use without, means you want to restrict input data to a specific type. Example, if you want to get example like numbers, if I want to input only numbers in employee data and I want to restrict only numbers, I don't want to see any text values, any date values in this column, right? And I want to have only 10 employees. So greater than 10 employees are not valid in this column, right? So I want to set a range of acceptable values from 1 to 10. Or if I want to drop down a list of allowed values, right? So if you want to restrict some data, you will use this data validation feature. Now let's use data validation here. If I have 10 employees in my company and I want to store the data of these 10 employees. So here for employee ID, I want to use employee ID. The first employee ID is 101, then 102, 103, 104, up to 1010, right? And I want to restrict the input that lower than 101 is not acceptable in my table and greater than 110 is not acceptable, right? So I will select this column, right? So this is my criteria. First, let's remove. Now I will select this column and then I will use the data. Here in the data tab, you can see data validation. In the data tools, this is the data validation where when you will click on this data validation, a dialog box will appear, right? So I have selected this column. Now in this column, I want only whole numbers. Whole numbers means complete numbers without decimal, right? And I want to use the minimum 101 and maximum should be 110, not above 110 and not below 1010, right? Then I will select OK. Now I have restricted the value. If I write here more than 110, like 120, enter, it will give me an error and the value will not be stored, right? It is giving me error that the value doesn't match the data validation because I have used, let me write here, I have used the minimum 101 to 110, right? If I write here 101, enter, it is acceptable. If I write 100 or below 101 like 98, enter, it will give me an error. Can you see? We cannot enter the data when we have set a validation rule, right? So we have selected the value. We can also customize this error as well. Like how? Let's select, go towards the data tab. Let's go toward the validation. Here I have used this 101, 110, and I can also give the input message that only 101 to 110 numbers are acceptable or valid, whatever you can write here. The title is limited, so here I want to write only 101 to 110 numbers are acceptable. Here you can write whatever message you can, that we have only 10 employees, data is acceptable, right? Whatever message you can write here. And also you can customize this error message, like you want to stop or you want to give this symbol of warning or information, whatever you can use. And here also invalid data. Only 101 to 110 is acceptable. Okay. Now can you see when I will click this, it is giving me the input message that only 101 to 110 numbers, 10 employees data is acceptable. Can you see? This is the input message which we customized. Now when I will write here any invalid data like 130, enter, it is giving me the error which we have customized. Only 101 to 110 is acceptable. Okay. Right? Can you see? $109, it is acceptable, so it is not giving me an error. 110 is acceptable, but 112 is not acceptable, right? Is it clear to all of you what is the function of data validation? So this was the on the numbers, right? I can also use this data validation on text values. So for the text values, let's select all this column of text, and I want to restrict only name should be up to 3 or 4 digits, not more than. So I will use this data validation, and here in the list I will here I will use the text length. For the text length, I want only minimum 3 digits and maximum 5, not more than 5 or less than 3 is acceptable, right? When you will select OK, if here I write only 2 numbers, HP, enter, it is giving me an error, right? So we cannot write 2 numbers, but we can write more than 3 and less than 5. So here if I write Wahab, enter, it is acceptable because it is below 5 numbers, right? If I write here more than 5 numbers, like Abdul space Wahab, it will give me an error. Got it? So this is for the text value. Same is the case, department will also be text value, salary can be in decimal value. So let's use this decimal. Select this data validation. Here you can use this salary as a decimal number, and same you can set minimum and maximum, like I want to use this 10,000 minimum and 50,000 as maximum, right? So if I will write here more than 50,000, then it will give me an error, right? If I will write more than 10,000, then it will be acceptable. Is it clear to all of you? Age is also can be in decimal or in integer. Did you understand the concept of this data validation? It is very much easy. Mostly it is used when the data is crucial and now let's move towards the next topic. Yes, it's very much easy. Yes, you can select gender if there is a gender. And you want, you have given me a good, okay. I forget to show you the list data validation. For the list, if I want to use the gender only male and female here as a list I want to show. So first I will select this. Sorry, I will select this, go towards the data validation. Here, use this list. And in the list, just write your options like male, comma, female, right? Click OK. Now you will see only two male and female in the drop down list. Can you see the magic? Means you cannot enter list items which are not included in this list. Understand? Let's show you the magic of this list in our XLOOKUP as well. Here we have used the XLOOKUP, right? If I write here 00, it is giving me not found error. What if I will restrict these values only the values which are available in my customer ID? I can use this. Select this cell, go to the data tab, right? Okay. Select this tab, go to the data validation. Here use the select list, and in the source here select the column. Which is the column? This one. Select the complete column of customer ID, right? Enter. Now click OK. The list will appear. Here you will see a list will appear. Where I have used this? Here I use this, sorry. I use this here. So here the list is available. Can you see the magic? Means you cannot enter the wrong customer ID. All the customer IDs are available in the drop down. According to that list, the value is given. Means we can combine different functions to get the amazing result. Is it clear how I used this combination of data validation as well as VLOOKUP? I think it is visible. Okay. Here it is giving me all those customers which are available. And according to that customer ID, it is giving me the company name because I have used this VLOOKUP and here I have used the data validation on the list. Clear? Once again, let me use here. In the VLOOKUP here. If I write here 00, means by mistake, if I write another customer ID which is not available in my list, then it will give error not found, right? but I don't want to get this error. I just want the exact customer IDs. So what I will do, I will use this. Here I will use this data validation. Select the data validation, click on the list, and here in the source, click on this and select the complete column of this customer ID. Control Shift down arrow, it will select all your data. Click OK. And here the range has been selected. Now click OK. Now you see the drop down where all the list of customer ID is available. Now according to that list, you can use any customer ID from the list and it will give the corresponding value. Got it? I think now it's clear. Please write in the chat if you understand the concept. Good. Is everything clear? Okay. Okay, so this was the data validation where you can use on the whole numbers, decimal numbers, list, date, but mostly the list is used, right? And we can also customize input messages, error alert types, which we have done in our practice. Somehow now it seems we can practice it now. Yes. Yes, do practice. You can watch the recording and you can do practice. If still you have any confusion, then you can ask me in the next class, right? I'm here to guide you. But first, it's your task to do some practice. If you will not practice and you will giving excuses that I'm not understanding, I have a confusion, then it's not good, right? First, the practice is must. Okay, so these are the steps to do the data validation, which we have done in our practice. Now let's talk about the next topic, that is conditional formatting. What is conditional formatting? Who will tell me the conditional formatting? Actually, the conditional formatting is a powerful feature that allows you to highlight cells based on specific conditions. Here we give the conditions, and on the basis of that conditions, it helps to highlight those rows, those columns. Means it is used to emphasize important information. It is used to identify trends and patterns. It draws attention to errors or exceptions. It enhances data visualization techniques, right? So there are some rules which we can define. On the basis of that rules, the cell and or the columns or rows will be highlighted, right? We can find duplicates. We can find different, means we can find the values, top 10 values, right? Or the bottom 10 values. If we want to find, it will highlight according to our criteria. Got it? So we can use the conditional formatting on our table, on our ranges, on some criteria we select, right? So let's do some practice, then you will understand it better. Okay. Okay, let's take some other Excel sheet. Okay. So here we have orders, we have order date, product ID, product name, quantity. Okay. So for conditional formatting, if I want to see top 10 orders, each row represents a order, right? If I want to check top 10 orders, means who has highest total. If I want to find the highest total, highest means total of of orders, if I want to find the top 10 orders, so that I will use the conditional formatting. Let's select our complete data without these headers, right? So here, or I want to give conditional formatting on this column because this column is giving me all the total of orders. Like the order of 101, the total is this one. Order of 102, the total is this one. So here I want to give the conditional formatting on this column. Let's select this column without header. Control Shift and down key, it will select the complete column. Then I will go towards the home tab. Here in the home tab, you can see the conditional formatting option here, right? Select this conditional formatting if I want to see the top 10 orders. So here you can see different rules are there, like greater than. Here I want to find the greater than, but I want to find the top 10. So select this, go towards the conditional formatting, and here the top and bottom rules are there. So I want to find the top 10 items. You can find also top 5 as well. Let's find top 5 orders. Click OK. Then it will give the some colors of the top 10 values or top 5 values. Whatever you have selected the color, by default it was selected a pink color. So let's manage this rule once again. Click on conditional formatting, top 10 or top 5. I want to top. Okay, let's find top 15. And I want to choose the color as green. Click OK. Now it will give me the top 15 values, orders using this color. Can you see? If I want to filter this data, let's filter this data. For filter, let's use this filter. Okay, I want to filter largest to smallest. Okay, so these are the top 15 values. When I sorted from largest to smallest, it is giving me these values, right? So we can do filtration, we can do this conditional formatting on our values. Okay. We can also use, if I want to use this complete, we can also remove this rules as well. Clear rules. Here is option clear rules. I want to clear rules from entire sheet. The conditional formatting has been removed, right? So these are the different. Let's select this complete data, and I want to use the conditional formatting. You can highlight, means greater than, less than, between, equal to. You can use all these values. Like if I want to use the greater than 50,000, or if I want to use 1 lakh. Okay. So it's better to select only one column because it will focus on one column. So from this, if I want to find the conditional formatting and I want to find the bottom 10 items, and I want there in the light red color. Okay. So the bottom 10 will be in the, let's remove this filter. Okay, clear filter. We cannot clear this filter. Reapply. Okay. Okay, okay. Okay, let's me. Okay, now this is not filtered data, right? Now let's use this conditional formatting. I want to get the data bars. There are different means you can find the bottom 10 items, whatever color you want to give, right? So here the 500 is below, so it is giving in the red color. If I want to make this like 20,000 or more than enter, then it becomes in the green. See how dynamic it is, right? If I want this as 400, it will in the red line, right? Can you see? It is dynamic, right? Now let's do some more thing. Let's remove this. Okay, let's remove, clear all the from entire sheet. Now here, I want to find a country. On the basis of the country, I want to see the data on the basis of this country, right? Here I want to write the country name, and on the basis of that country, all the records should be highlighted, right? So here I want to select complete data, Control Shift down, and then I will use this conditional formatting. Here I will create a new rule, right? Select the new rule. Here I will use a formula, and in the formula I want to select on the basis of this country, right? Let me write here on the basis of this country. So here first I will select the country column. Here you will use the relative reference. Remove this $sign and is equal to on the here. If I will select a country name, then it should give me the color of what all the records should be in the green. Click OK. Click OK. Now whatever country I will write here, all the records should be in the green. Like here I am writing Canada, enter, all the Canada records are highlighted, right? If I write here USA, all the records of USA are highlighted. I can make here the list also. How? Which we studied already. Go to the data tab, data validation, select the list, and here select the range of countries. Okay, click OK. Now a list will appear of all the countries, right? Whatever country you will select, the records will be highlighted. Can you see the magic of this Excel? Is it clear? The conditional formatting, how conditional formatting works. Good. Yes, they are very much useful when you will be working with hundreds or thousands of data values, then it will help you. Same is the case if I have a target, I have a goal, means I want to see the records or the total bills or total orders which are greater than 50,000. I want to see all those total orders which are greater than 50,000, right? Same is the case. You will select this complete data and then go towards this home, conditional formatting, create a new role where the new rule should be, okay, let me highlight here. Select this complete conditional formatting, new rule, Here in the new rule, select use a formula to determine which cells to format, right? Here you want to check this total order bill. Select this total, the first cell of the total order, right? Make it relative greater than this value, right? If the value is greater than this, then highlight the values with which color. I want to give this color. Click OK. OK. Now all those records which are greater than this 50,000 will be highlighted. If I want to change this, I want to make this 10,000. Okay, then all the records which are more than 10,000 are highlighted. Can you see? Some less are also highlighted because two rules are overlapped. So here I want to 50,000. Is it okay? Did you understand? Yes, the class recording will be available, I think. You have to contact with your class organizer. Did you understand these concepts? How conditional formatting is used? Good. So this was the conditional formatting. Now let's talk about the pivot tables. Now let's move towards the pivot tables. What are the pivot tables? Who will define the pivot tables? Any idea? If you have. Okay, now let's understand the pivot tables. So pivot table is a powerful tool which is used for summarization. Means to summarize the data as quick. It gives the aggregated values so quickly that in minutes you can summarize the data. Yes, for the summarization of data. A pivot table is a powerful data analysis tool in Excel that helps some features like it summarizes, it organizes, it visualizes large data sets using pivot charts are also available, which are combinedly used with pivot tables to give the visualizations, right? But we are talking about the pivot tables. So pivot tables are used for data summarization. Means they are used to calculate totals, averages, counts for large data sets. It identify trends, patterns, correlations, right? Let's go in the second slide for the pivot charts. But first, let's see what are the pivot tables do. For the summarization, if we have some sales data, so we can do the sales by different columns using this pivot tables. So let me do some practical example. Let's use all the, okay, let's remove the conditional formatting, clear rules from entire sheet. If we will select the clear rules, it will clear all the conditional formatting, right? Here, still it is use filter. Okay. Okay, so now let's talk about the pivot tables. Pivot tables are used for the summarization, right? As we already studied. To make this as a pivot table, first I will select this complete data. There are multiple shortcuts to select this complete data. If you will select on any cell in between these data and click Control A, it will select your complete data, right? Control A, it will select your complete data. Then go towards this Insert tab. Here you can see the pivot table. Click on this pivot table, a dialog box will appear. Here it is giving the range of this complete data which we have selected, and it is asking me that you want to select the pivot table in this sheet or in new sheet. So I want to create the pivot table in new sheet. So click OK. Now this interface appears, which is an interface of pivot table. Here pivot table fields are there, right? Here in the fields, all the data columns means headers will appear. Like here in our data sheet, you can see serial number, order ID, order date, all these headers you can see in our pivot table fields, right? All these headers. And you can see these 4 boxes which are available here in the pivot table. Filters, columns, rows, and values. You can summarize your data using these boxes. Like if I have a requirement, like if I have this sales data, I want to find the country-wise sale, means how much a Canada does total sale. What is the total sale of USA? What is the total sale of UK and Germany? Right? So it will give me all those countries' sales. For this, I have to select the country. First, I want to select the country. I want to select this country in rows. So drag this country into the rows. Here, the unique countries will appear. And I want to see the total in the values, right? Now it is giving me the total value of each country. Here, Australia has the total sale, this one. Canada has total sale, this one. Germany has total sale. UK has total sale. Now I can clearly see which country has the highest sale, right? You can do also by select here, and you can show value as descending or ascending, right? In number formats, whatever here, summarize value as sum, count, average, whatever fields you can choose. Total filters display. Okay, just leave it. Here you can see the complete sales by the country. Is it clear to all of you? How I find the total sales by country? Just drag your country into the rows. These are the rows, right? These are the rows. And the values are the, here in values, each time you will put a number values, right? Like sales data, like quantity.
Yes, Mr. Are we not
Yes.
using the filters and columns?
What?
Are we not using filters and columns?
Hello?
Yeah, Mister. Are you hearing me?
Yes, yes,
You hear me?
yes.
Are we not using filters or columns?
Yes, yes, I am going to tell you.
Yeah, if we are going to use it, yes, okay, continue. Because
Okay.
of I had you, do you understand? So I thought you got it finished.
Okay, okay. So I told you about this sales, total sales by country. If manager give you this data and tell you that quickly tell me the sales by the country, then you just have to select this data, go towards the insert tab, go towards the pivot table, a new worksheet, click OK, and here you will select this country in your rows and total sales in values, right? You will understand the total sales by each country. You can do quickly in minutes or in seconds, right? So this is the functionality of pivot table. Now what is the function of these filters and columns? Let's understand. If I want to filter, like if there is a region column or any city, okay. You can also filter by product name as well, like quantity as well. Status. Okay, let's use this select status. in the filters. Okay, now if I will select the cancelled, it will give me the values of only cancelled orders. If I will select the value of delivered, then it will give me the, means this is the filter. We want to find the values according to this filter. It will give me the total values of the pending orders, for the cancelled orders, for the whatever you will put in the filters, it will, to remove the value, you just drag and put it in the sheet. The value will be removed, right? If I want to put the filter, like I want to put the quantity into the filters. Now, according to the quantity means how much quantities, if I will select this 8, right? Select, okay. Select the 10 and click OK. According to the quantity of 10, all the orders will be added, or all this will be, values will be added, right? Did you understand the concept of filters? But we use mostly the slicers. We will understand this, right? Let's remove these filters. And it is giving me the country-wise sales. What if I want to see the average sales of each country? This is the total sales of each country. But I want to get the average of each country. So here, can you see in the values? By default, it is giving the sum. It is giving me the total values. I can change this value field setting. Here you can change the count average. I want the average of each country total sales. Then here I will select the average and click OK. It will give me the average of each country, right? So it is giving me the average of each country. I can also check the minimum or maximum sale of each country, right? Can you see? Did you understand how I created this pivot charts? It is summarizing the data, means it is giving me the unique country-wise sale, country-wise maximum total, country-wise minimum, means all the things are the summarization. Pivot tables do the summarization, right? So here we studied the pivot tables, and with the pivot tables, we want to use this pivot charts. What are the pivot charts? Let's use this total country-wise sales. I want to give the total sales of each country, right? If I want to create another pivot table, let's copy this, paste here, right? And here I want not sales of each country, but here I want another quantity, maximum quantity sold or total quantities sold by the country, right? So this is the total quantity sold by each country, and here the total sales of each country, right? So these are the two KPIs we found. Now let's create a chart, pivot chart. Pivot charts are the visualizations, right? Pivot charts are graphical representation of pivot table data. It provides a visual way to analyze and understand data trends. Let's find the different visualizations. First, select this pivot and go towards this pivot charts. Here in the pivot table analyze, select this pivot chart, right? You can find the different charts in the dialog box. There are different charts, column charts, line chart, pie chart. There are different usage of these charts, which we study in our later classes. Like here, just we want to use the visualization, but for the deeper understanding of the visualization, this is a separate topic for visualizations. How each chart is used, where the different charts are used, like where we can use this pie chart. Pie chart is used for the comparisons, right? But if you have values from 3 to up to 3 to 4 values, then you will use this pie chart. If the entities are more than 5, then you will not use this pie chart because it will become messy. Like here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 countries. We can use this pie chart as well, but it's better to use another chart which gives the clear presentation. Like here, column chart. We can use this column chart. There are different theme of these charts. We can use these different column charts. Let's use this one. Click OK. Here you can see the chart which is giving me total sales by each country, right? Here, let me define this here. You can format it like I want. This is the total sales by country, right? So you can see the Canada has more sale than other countries, but here in the table it is not clearly what you can say visible which country has more sale. Means it is difficult to find, but in graphical representation it is more visible that Canada has more sale than other countries. You can also format this, like you can hide this, you can remove these grid lines as well. You can also use the data labels. These are the data labels, right? So you can remove these axis grid lines. Here grid lines. Okay. So you can create the formatting as well. Like here in the country it is. Okay. Let's remove this. So each country is giving me the total number of sales. Let's put this at the upper side. You can put dynamically as well, but currently, okay. So this is the formatting. We can also use any custom theme as well. This is the custom theme. Okay. Okay, this is more clear. Let's remove these grid lines. Okay. So this is the total sales by country, and here was the total quantity by countries, right? So we can use this, select this pivot table, go towards the pivot table analyzer, and then pivot chart. Then you can select the pivot chart. Here I want to select another, like I want the horizontal bar chart, right? So here I want to use this horizontal bar chart for this. Here I also use this one. Okay. So let's do some formatting. Okay. So this is the total quantity sold by country, right? So we have created these two visualizations using pivot table and pivot chart. Is there any question? Sum of quantity means the number of times that a country sells. No. Means how much total quantities are sold by each country. Means the sum of all the quantities by country. Let me make you more clear. The summarization part. Like here is the sheet. Here is the records. Please unmute yourself. Okay. Okay, so let me make you clear what this total quantity sold by each country means. Here, Canada has 5 quantities sold in one order. Canada has 12 quantities sold. So here 12 plus 5, then plus 11 plus 15, right? Means total quantities sold by Canada, total quantities sold by USA, total quantities sold by UK. Each country has total quantities sold, right? So these are the sum of quantities by each country. Good. And same is the case with total sales. Means what is the total sales by each country? Canada has 25 or 2,50,000 plus 6,000 plus what is here? 2,20,000. So means the total bill, total sales by each country. Got it? Did you understand? Good. So we created this pivot chart as well as we created pivot tables as well as we created the pivot charts, right? So let's
Mr. Trainee.
yes.
Mr. Trainer, I would like to know whether we have, if we go back to the field chart of pivot, is there any combination of both sides, like filter, row, then column, value? First,
Okay.
four sides, can we combine to get it only one chart? Only one graph like this one.
Yes.
This
Yes.
chart.
Yes.
Is there any-
Each time we have to create a separate pivot table for one visualization like this.
One. Yeah. One. Yeah. One. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Actually. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, you
Now we
are right.
combine both sides. Both sides together. Like filter, column, row, and values all at once.
Yes, we can use all these at once. Let me create one. Select this chart. I want to copy this here, right? Then I want to use all 4 here. First, let's remove this. I want this country as in the rows, or I can use this country as in columns as well, right? In the columns, it will look like this. And I want to use the let me status. Okay, let me write the status in filter and the total sales in values, right? And I want to use this customer ID in rows. Here you can see each customer ID means this customer ID has bought some orders from these 3 countries, right? And the total of this customer ID is this one. We can create all these pivot tables according to our requirements. If our requirement is to find all the customers who belongs to which countries, what is their sales, and according to the delivered orders, right?
Yeah.
So we can use these all in our columns, filters, rows, and values, but according to our requirement. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now to remove this, we can just drag this in our sheet. It will be removed. Right? Can you see? Here I want to give the product name as in the rows. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 products, right? And I want to see the quantities sold by each product. So here I will use this quantity in values. So it will show me the charger has 359 units sold Headphone has 479 units sold. And also I want to see which country, means if I want to select, I want to use the country is in the filter, right? So I want to see the only records of Canada. So in the Canada charger, 75 units of charger has been sold. 91 units of headphone is sold in Canada. If I compare in Australia, headphone has been 104, right? So from this insight, I came to know that headphone in Australia has sold more than Canada. Got it? Is it clear? How the pivot charts helps us? Good. We can create this, but mostly we don't use these filters. Why we don't use these filters? I will tell you in the next class, because we use slicers instead of these filters. What is the slicer? Let me give you an example. Okay, oh, sorry. Let me give you an example of this slicer. Select this. Okay, go towards this pivot table design. Here you can see insert slicer, right? So here, on which basis you want to give the slicer? I on the basis of this country. Okay, I want to make country as a slicer. So here, slicer works just like a filter. If I will select this Australia, Canada, according to Canada, it is giving me the data. If I select Germany, it is giving me the data according to the Germany. If I select UK, USA, is it clear how the slicer works? But in the next class, we will deep down into the slicers, in the pivot tables, into the dashboarding, what is Power Query, right? So we will study in our next class. Up till now, you just pivot tables and pivot charts, you have to practice. Yes, where I found the slicers. Just remove this. Just select your pivot table and go towards the pivot table analyze. Here in the menu, pivot table analyze, where you will find insert slicer, right? If you will click on insert slicer, a dialog box will appear with all the column names. So on which column you want to filter? On the basis of this country, I want to filter. Select the country, click OK. Right? Now you can filter according to the country. You can remove all the filter using this clear filter. Then all the countries will be selected. This data is from all the countries. If you will select the Australia, it will give only the Australia's data. If you click on Canada, it will give the Canada's data, Germany's data. Whatever country you will select, it will give you the data according to that country, right? Is it clear to all of you? What we have studied till now, all the topics have cleared. Just practice you have to do in your off days. In the next class, we will study Power Query, Power Pivot, and dashboarding. Then we will create all these visualizations with slicers. I will create a complete dashboard in the next class. Then you will understand how we can create a dashboard. Means we will create a complete and data analysis using dashboarding, right? And these pivot tables are very much important. So you have to practice till the next class. I don't want to see anyone who is without practice in the next class, because the next class is very much important. You will study the latest, or you can say the very important concepts, right? So for the next concepts, the previous revision is must. Got it?
Good. Okay. Can you please share with us for this
Yes, I
recording?
will. Yes, the recordings you can contact with organizer. class organizer. He will provide you the recordings, right? I will send him these sheets, practice sheets, right? Okay. Any question till now?
I have one question, but it depends. I wanted to share with my screen. I wanted to support you. Conditional formatting error in my Excel.
Conditional formatting. You have
Yeah.
what you?
Can I share my screen for let minute?
Yes, yes. Let me remove my screen and share your screen, please. Stop share. Okay. Now please share your screen. If you have older version of
I
Excel,
can't share it because you make disable for participants to share screen.
okay, let me see where the option is available. Okay. Okay, where is the option? I cannot find the option. Okay. Now I have selected all participants. Can you share?
Okay, let me check it. Yeah, it's good. Okay.
That's okay now.
Are you see?
No, I have.
Oh, okay.
It is
I
still
think
not
you
visible.
got it.
Okay. Now I can see. Yes.
In my laptop, I think it's something wrong. Something wrong. When I using conditional formatting for some rules.
So first you have to select the column on which you want to apply this conditional formatting. So
Okay,
first,
like this.
first, no, on the text how can you find the greater and less than? You will select the number values like total
Quantity. Yes.
quantity. Yes, on the quantity. Yes. You can use the shortcut Control Shift and down arrow.
Oh, Control Shift and down. Okay. Errors. No. Highlight greater than. That's easy. Sometimes
Okay, greater than. Okay. Okay.
if
Click whatever color you want to choose. Green. It is working. Yes. Click OK.
I forget there's another formula for using this.
So this. So
it
it's
is.
working. It is working, right?
Yeah, this is working. I think I have another question. I forgot about this. When using yes, when you're using like this conditional formatting, new rule. Yes, I have question in here.
Yes.
Okay.
Here you will select the first cell of.
Yes. For example, in here, yeah.
Mhm.
Mm. Yeah.
Okay. You want to use means on whatever product you want to select,
Yeah,
the rows should be
one
highlighted, right?
product like Chacha.
Like if you select the charger, then all the charger
Mm.
rows should be selected. So for that, I have given you the examples. First, you will see the recording and you will try according to that.
I tried,
Hey,
but I have only one mistake. And when I use like this, equal dollar sign.
let me
and I think
let me do once again for you.
okay, okay.
Stop sharing. I have to share once again, and I will do
Okay.
one. Okay, let me share my screen. Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So if I want to select, first I have to find the cell on which I have to write the product name, right? So here, if I want to write here product name, and here on this cell, it is already selected. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, let me write here product name. And here in this cell, I want to see if product name is written according to that product, all the rows should be highlighted, right? This was your question. Please confirm. Who was, I think Jamal was there.
Yes. What do you say? Sorry.
I am saying that you want to write here any product name on which, on the basis of that product, all the rows should be highlighted, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you have to give conditional formatting on this cell. You have to select this cell and then go towards the home tab, conditional formatting, right? New rule. Okay, sorry.
You first select the data.
Okay, first we have to select the data, right? Select the complete data because all the rows will be highlighted when you will have selected the complete data without headers, right? Without these headers.
Yes. Good.
Then select this complete whole data without headers. Then go towards the conditional formatting. Go to the new rule. Here a dialog box will appear. Go to the use a formula to determine which cell, right? Here, okay. Here you will write the first number, first cell of the product name, right? This is the laptop. And here you will remove this dollar sign because dollar sign will create an absolute reference. Then you will select is equal to, then which cell you want to write, which is equal. On the basis of this equal, the values should be highlighted. Then go towards this format, select a color like this one, right? Click OK. Here I have written that this column, when equal to this cell, then all the rows should become this green. Click OK, right? Then whatever this product name you will write, like I am writing laptop, enter, then all the laptop rows will be highlighted. Clear?
Oh, clear.
Right?
Uh-huh.
If I write here charger, then all the, you can misspell, like here I write the charger, then it will not highlight because I have not written the correct spelling, right? So to make this means to save from the error, from the misspell, you will make this as a list. Go towards the data tab, go towards the data validation, use as a list. Here on the source, give the product name column, complete, click OK, click OK. Then a list of products will be there. This is a magic, right? Is it clear now?
Yeah, it's clear. Thank you for clarification on this.
You are welcome. So now it's my advice to all of you, please practice whatever we have covered in our last classes. For the next class, I hope you will practice more and more, right?
What will be the next class? What time?
In the next class, I think it will be not tomorrow, day after tomorrow. On today's Sunday,
Tuesday.
on Tuesday, yes. On Tuesday, there will be your class, and that will be the last class for Excel module. So you have to practice whatever last topics which we have covered. Got it? In the next class, we will be doing data analysis using Power Query and Power Pivot, as well as we will create a dashboard using the visualizations, right? So the next class will be an advanced class. So for that class, your previous topics should be covered. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's wind up for today's class and today's meeting. Hope you have everything is clear to you, right? Okay, thank you.